All right, so, diving into another day on the internet, and today we're looking at October 9th, 2024. And wow, this date had a little bit of everything.
It really does. Yes.
Hurricane worries,
Uh,
playoff drama, and even some, head scratchers in the mix.
yeah, some real oddballs in there.
Yeah, so are you ready to see what captivated everyone on October 9th?
Absolutely. So it's always fascinating to kind of, peek into the collective consciousness of the internet, even if it's just for a day.
Yeah, it's like a time capsule of our digital obsessions.
Exactly.
Well, right off the bat, it looks like Hurricane Milton was making quite a splash online, so to speak.
Right. Yeah.
Siesta Key and Siesta Key, Florida were at the top of the list, alongside searches for Hurricane Milton, Florida tornado, storm surge. It's like everyone was glued to their screens watching this thing unfold.
And, it's more than just curiosity when you're talking about a major weather event like this.
Right.
You see searches for live cam outage map. That's not just idle clicking. These are people in the thick of it,
Yeah.
trying to stay one step ahead, make sure their loved ones are safe.
It's that digital lifeline when things get chaotic.
Exactly.
And speaking of chaotic, a little later in the day, we see searches for Tropicana Field roof and Tampa Bay Rays Stadium shooting up the charts.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of gives you a sense that something big went down there.
For sure. Yeah, it really highlights how we rely on these bursts of information as events are unfolding. First, it's the anticipation, then the immediate impact, and later, everyone's zeroing in on specific consequences like whatever happened at Tropicana Field.
It's like this digital trail of breadcrumbs
Yeah.
leading us through the day's biggest events.
Totally.
But while Hurricane Milton was gripping Florida, across the country, a different kind of tension was brewing playoff baseball.
That's right. America's pastime never fails to get the blood pumping, even if it's just through a screen.
Oh, absolutely. And we see that reflected in the trends with searches for MLB playoffs and NLCS taking center stage, alongside specific teams like the Dodgers, Padres, Yankees, Mets. The usual suspects.
Of course, the heavy hitters.
Always a guarantee come October.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just about following the teams as a whole, was it? We also saw a surge in searches for individual players like Giancarlo Stanton,
Right.
Francisco Lindor,
Yeah.
almost neck and neck with searches for their teams, which is interesting.
Yeah, it's like these individual athletes, they've almost become like their own brands now,
Yeah.
It's not just about the team anymore. Fans are so caught up in these narratives, the rivalries, the personal triumphs and defeats.
It's true.
Every game becomes a chance to witness history.
Totally. And it reminds me, actually, I was glued to my phone during the playoffs last year, just obsessively checking my fantasy team updates, You can't help but you get swept up in those individual stories.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. It's like, come on, Giancarlo, one more home run.
Yeah, exactly.
And this speaks to a larger trend, I think, in how we experience sports in general. It's not just about passively watching the game anymore.
Yeah.
It's about being plugged in,
Yeah.
getting those real-time updates, like you were saying, analyzing every play.
Yeah.
It's like you're right there in the dugout with them.
Oh, yeah. Second screen viewing. That's a sport in and of itself these
Oh,
days.
absolutely. 100%.
But it wasn't all about baseball. On October 9th, we also see some Rangers versus Penguins action popping up. So clearly some hockey fans were getting their fix, too.
Of course. Got to get that puck fix in.
Gotta love it. And let's not forget the start of the NBA season making an appearance as well in our trends.
Right, right.
It really highlights, I think, just the sheer diversity of passions out there, even just within a single evening.
Oh, yeah.
You've got the nation's attention being pulled, from baseball diamonds to hockey rinks to basketball courts. It's a testament to how much sports still captivates us.
It's true. It's like this shared experience, even when it's virtual.
It really is. It's like a snapshot of the country just collectively flipping through the channels of their interests,
Yeah, absolutely.
But speaking of diverse interests, things are about to get a little more, shall we say, peculiar.
Yeah.
A little more interesting.
All right. I'm intrigued. Let's do it.
All right, so we've gone from hurricane watch parties to nail-biting playoff moments, but buckle up because now we're heading into the
The Wild West.
the strange and wonderful side of the internet.
This is my favorite part, where we see those niche interests, those little cultural quirks, kind of bubbling up to the surface. It's like a good reminder that even in a world of, major headlines, global events, there's this whole other universe of smaller, stranger things grabbing people's attention.
And boy, did some strange things grab their attention on October 9th.
Oh, yeah.
For starters, Ratant Tata was trending.
Okay.
And from the looks of the related searches, it seemed like there were some, like, rumors swirling about his well-being, potentially even, well,
Passing.
yeah.
Which it really makes you think about the speed of information online, or sometimes misinformation, I guess.
Oh, absolutely. It's like digital word of mouth on overdrive.
Yeah.
You see a name trending, and maybe you're not familiar with the context, and suddenly everyone's like scrambling for answers. It's like
Yeah.
this need to know, to understand, even if it's something as, as sensitive as someone's health.
Yeah, it's a good reminder that these trends aren't just data points. They're reflecting like real anxieties, real curiosities,
Real people.
real people. Exactly.
Yeah,
Searching for answers.
for sure.
And speaking of searching for something, Outer Banks, Season 4, was also making waves that day.
Ah, yes, the dedicated fan base, eagerly awaiting any news, any updates.
Of course.
It's a fascinating little window into how fandoms operate online.
It is.
Constantly on the lookout for those little nuggets of information, those behind-the-scenes glimpses, anything to fuel the passion, anything to keep the dream alive.
Exactly.
And now for the grand finale, what we're calling the Head Scratcher Hall of Fame.
Let's hear it.
Are you ready for this?
Hit me.
First up, McDonald's French fries. Oh, just out there,
Sometimes it's the simplest things, It really makes you wonder, like, were people debating the best dipping sauce? Was there a sudden French fry shortage? We may never know.
Right.
But it's a good reminder that even the most, like, mundane things can just become a source of, like, internet fascination.
It really can. It's the little mysteries, that keep us coming back for more.
Always.
And if McDonald's French fries wasn't enough, we've also got Texas teachers sleeping stickers and Lieutenant Dan Tampa.
Wow, those are some real head scratchers.
Any theories on those? Oh, wise one.
Your guess is as good as mine on this one. But that's part of the beauty of it, right? It's a good reminder that behind the algorithms and the curated feeds and all that, the internet is still this wonderfully weird, unpredictable place.
Oh, it absolutely is.
Yeah.
Well, as we kind of wrap up this deep dive into a single day on the internet, October 9th, 2024.
Why today?
It really is. It really hits home that these trends, these spikes of searches, they aren't just, abstract data points, right? They're glimpses into our collective anxieties, our shared passions.
Like a fleeting curiosity.
Our fleeting curiosities, our inside jokes. It's a messy, fascinating,
downright bizarre sometimes.
downright bizarre, portrait of who we are.
Well said. It's like we're all collectively writing this, like, never-ending story of human interest, One search query at a time.
One search query at a time. I love that.
There you go.
And on that note, we'll leave you to ponder the mysteries of Lieutenant Dan Tampa and what tomorrow's trending topics might reveal.
The journey continues.
Until next time, happy searching.